exchange for the odd drink or two, Beryl said. Edwina gasped with a ferocity that put Beryl in mind of one of those newfangled carpet aspirating machines she had seen at a model home in London some months back. It really was extraordinary how well Ed mimicked the noise of the device. "You mustn't spend your evenings in the pub. What would people say?" Edwina asked. "I have never been concerned about what others say about me, Ed. You know that. It is only out of deference to your sense of decorum that I have not already staked out a favorite table at the village watering hole. Besides, I was quite sure you would not be willing to accompany me, and I vastly prefer your companionship to that which I could find in the Dove and Duck. Despite my qualms and concerns for your reputation, I suppose if you wish to keep imbibing, it may just come to that," Edwina said. "There are no two ways about it. Despite my very best efforts and your own contribution to the coffers, our financial situation could conservatively be pronounced dire. Are you sure you have no piggy banks with a few pounds set aside for a rainy day? No unused silver knickknacks ready to sell floating around the place?" Beryl asked. But she already knew the answer. When she first arrived in Walmsley Parva a few months earlier, she had been quick to note that all items of any value which Edwina's family home, the Beeches, had ever held had already been discreetly sold off. As things stood, they were barely able to seat 6 for dinner with matching silverware. The income from Edwina's shares could generously be called paltry. The Great War had sent the English economy into a steep decline, and she knew they weren't the only ones suffering. In fact, they were better off than many, and she made sure to remind herself of that fact regularly. "You know that there aren't, despite all our efforts at economizing, we may yet be forced to take in a lodger." Edwina pursed her lips. "I just don't know what else we can do." Edwina threw her slim hands into the air. "Something will turn up, Ed," Beryl said. "In my experience, it always does." Beryl could not help but notice Edwina did not appear soothed. At least she didn't if her exit from her chair and commencement of pacing the long threadbare rug running the length of the Beeches' library was any indication of her state of mind. "Your experience runs to reviving stalled engines and surviving crash landings, Beryl. Your knowledge of finance is limited to prying funds from former husbands and outrageous runs of luck at card games," Edwina said. Beryl did not see the trouble. "I think that means I stay calm under duress," Beryl said. "If we were plunging to our deaths whilst flying over the North Sea, your expertise would be very welcome. As it is, I can't say I hold out much hope that your attitude is the right approach." Edwina chewed indelicately on the edge of her thumbnail. Her friend must be very worried indeed. Beryl never did understand the concept of worry. Either something would happen or it wouldn't. She could see no point whatsoever in spending energy best suited to taking action and to having fun on fretting about possibilities that might never come to pass. But Beryl did recognize that not everyone shared her view of life. While she sometimes admired and even envied Edwina's rambunctious imagination, she realized it came at a price far steeper than she herself would wish to pay. No, she felt quite sorry for Edwina as she watched her dear friend trying to keep her upper lip stiff as she snuck another glance at the bookkeeping ledger. Something would have to be done, and soon, if Edwina were to keep from worrying herself to death. Beryl took things in hand. She drew a deep breath and decided, yes, simply decided, that all would be well. Then she sprang from her chair with as much vigor as her slightly stiff joints would allow and grasped Edwina by the arm, gently but persuasively. "We shall take a turn about the garden and look at what has come into bloom today. Weren't you mentioning anticipating the unfurling of some peony